all scream. I scream for George Stinney, who at the age of 14 became the youngest person to ever be executed in the United States, if you can call being black in 1944 a person. In school, George enjoyed singing and acting. You know those secretive interests that all homicidal psychopaths creep around in the dark pursuing, and yes, you do detect an air of sarcasm, but sometimes the obvious is oblivious on purpose. Before the bodies were found, little George volunteered to join the search party, called out to those girls in a chorus of worry. He didn't care that they were white. He only cared that it was getting dark and they were priceless, especially to those who were of value. Earlier, the girls had asked George and his baby sister if they knew of a good spot for picking flowers. Obviously, this was a day for hunting. George obliviously shared news of the interaction, but when genetics has already left your entire body branded, a hot tip can burn to the bone. I scream for ice cream. I need something to cool me down as I talk about it, as I breathe fire and incinerate old southern courthouses, police stations, execution viewing halls. That Negro boy was the one that seen them last. Let's go get his ass. But why lynch an alleged maniac when you can electrocute a convicted murderer? Lynchings don't get defense lawyers voted into office. They grilled him without his parents present, fired his father from his job, threatened to fire shots at the family if they didn't fire up a moving truck that night, and then they offered a 14-year-old boy an entire ice cream cone if he would just confess to a double murder. Is that cold or is that cold? 5'1", 90 pounds, marched him into the chamber with the Bible in his hand, stacked it and dictionaries in the electric chair so his short frame could reach the only halo they deemed him worthy of wearing. That's a lot of high and mighty books for people with the moral elevation of snake shit. The lowdown, dirty church-going judge and jury never tried to set the record straight. They only tried to set records. 3 hours for a trial, 30 minutes to come back with a verdict. I've been known to put more thought into whether or not I should delete an awkward line from a poem, muzzled and muffled. They even smothered the dignity of him voicing his own pain. 4 minutes ticked away before they decided his brain matter had cooked enough. Imagine your blood vessels being pumped full of thunder beyond the duration of this poem, drowning in currents that no swimming could conquer. They never looked for a killer. They only sought out blood that couldn't retreat or resist or recant or reason or retaliate or repeat what they had done. On the day of the murders, everyone was hunting for something. The only one who found what they were hunting for was never found. Probably trampled more little white daisies. Probably was spared by more little dark orchids, because if you are ignorant enough to hate enough, then you too can believe that a tiny kid could crush craniums as if they were carnations. We all scream for ice cream because George couldn't scream for himself, because we are all burning with questions like, why does bloodlust always seduce those in love with power? And why are we shocked whenever black and brown and red and poor kids are singed by their supposed saviors? Don't choose to be oblivious. It's not an anomaly when some dirty cop or vigilante seizes the opportunity to scrape another dark child off the face of this earth. Isn't it obvious? It's more of an anomaly when they choose not to. But I know which question is making you squirm in the buckled restraints of your brain. I know which question is making you want to leap from the viewing section of your oblivious death chamber gaze. I know which question is making the lights of your heart flicker like a set of eyelids connected to a power plant. Was George ever given his ice cream cone? Did those God-fearing post-birth abortionists ever give that little boy what he traded his eternity for before they burned him alive? Tossed 2 scoops of Bible ashes into his casket and thanked God. Thanked God. Thanked God for forgiving their innocent hand.